You were supposed to remind me of clips. I got a couple clips I want to run for you, and I want comments after it. So listen in. Don't just go away, okay? Don't fall asleep. You'll enjoy it.
Blumenthal, I find it so interesting that you didn't bring any of this up during President Biden's administration when he was doing everything to protect Hunter Biden, his son. And I think you just saw what Director Radcliffe just released.
This is an effort to be positive.
If I can finish answering the question, I'm not going to yell over you. I'm not going to get in the gutter with you. But information that the Biden administration told them not to investigate Hunter Biden's involvement with Ukraine. I'm not going to be lectured to you about integrity by someone who lied about being in the military just to be elected a senator.
Over 1,200 rioters were convicted of charges related to January 6th. President Trump has since pardoned nearly all of them. As if that weren't enough, last month there were reports that a lawyer for the January 6th rioters met with senior DOJ officials about setting up a compensation fund like the one that Congress set up after 9/11 to compensate these rioters. Ms. Bondy, is anyone at DOJ considering setting up a compensation fund for January 6th rioters? Yes or no?
Senator, I have had no meetings or discussions about a fund.
Okay, so that was Blumenthal, the first guy.
Oh yeah.
Second guy was Hirono. Two real big geniuses, So what are your comments on that? Did you watch the whole Bondy thing?
I did not get a chance to, although my clients have been sending me copies of that clip. She has not met with us. We have met with other people in the DOJ. I'll be quite blunt with you. I said this to all my clients when I got back. I was up meeting with them 2 weeks ago, last Wednesday. And the first question I had was, is there any appetite at all in D.C. for compensating the J6 political prisoners? And the answer is just a flat out no. And so that's the battle I'm up against. I know they're
saying this to you.
I can't
DOJ.
Those are things that I can't say, but I can tell you that I think there's a lot of. Let me do it this way. I don't think that most people in politics at the national level care about very much other than getting reelected. Reelected means huge contributions from the big PACs. I think that everybody thinks that the J6 issue is toxic, and they do not want to touch it before the midterm. And so I think everybody is going to just run from the concept, and I can go on for hours about how these J6 people were treated by the government and how they were abused and how it was intentionally designed to destroy them and their lives and their families.
And destroy the Republican family as well, Republican Party as well.
Absolutely. And the ultimate goal that day was to create a situation where they could have enough violence that they could pretend that Donald Trump had fomented an insurrection and therefore was incapable of running under the 14th Amendment. A lot of my clients, and I represent about 450 of them now, a lot of them will tell you that they were offered reduced sentences if they would just swear that Donald Trump was a ringleader of this organization, right? Which there was no organization. I said this to Enrique Tarrio the day he got out. I said, you guys were the worst insurrectionists in the history of the world. You go there with no plan. Enrique wasn't even there in D.C. No weapons, no plan. And holy crap, no wonder you didn't win,
Well, you laugh now, but seriously, isn't there anyone else in that administration that you can say, look, we need this. You're going to get destroyed without this because that's always going to live in the history. Well, look what you did. You have Pritzker in Illinois still saying, well, look at what they did in 1/6. You can't have that reputation tied around your neck as a Republican.
And I can't tell you, so many of these people still can't get jobs. They've still been debanked. They can't get any credit. They're living in their cars. They're living in their mom's basements. And most of them did nothing more than walk through doors held open for them by Capitol Police, fist bumping the cops, singing the national anthem, using the restroom, walking back out. And then days, months, sometimes 3 years later, 50 FBI agents in full riot gear and a Bearcat in the front yard crash through their front door, haul them out in chains, parade them in front of their neighbors. And then do time in federal prison on misdemeanor trespass charges. Never happened before in the history of the United States. But I guarantee you that 3/4, if not 90%, of the Republicans in Congress wish the J6ers would just go away and die because they're so afraid of the political baggage it will cost them if they come out and support. They're just, pardon my language, they're a bunch of goddamn cowards, and they would much rather get reelected than stand up for and protect their fellow citizens.
Well, it ought to be the case that without doing anything about it, they ought to get primaried.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
They call them rhinos. This is a rhino revolution, and it needs to stop, and you need to stop it.
Well, it's my full-time job since last January. I mean, on the night of January the 20th, when the president signed these pardons, I can't tell you who, but I called up a gentleman that had some probable ability to make things happen. And I said, I sure hope there's going to be a compensation commission. And he said, I hope so too. And that's what got me doing this. And I've been doing it ever since, to the exclusion of virtually everything else. And I believe it has to happen. I believe it really will not happen until after the midterms. But, you know, a lot of my guys won't make it to the midterms. I mean, that's still 13 months away. And these guys are really in desperate straits. There will be a lot of suicides. There'll be a lot of tough time out there.
Yeah, because they're not being saved by the right people, and you guys are the right people. What about your buddy Trump's lawyer?
Oh, which one? Somebody up there. We got Todd Blanche, who's the deputy director. We've got Ed Martin, who's the weaponization czar now. You know, and Pam Bondy. But the problem is, you got who's devoting all of her time to this ICE stuff, and in the course, the president's just trying.
I think somebody's listening in, and they're. I think you're being hustled right now. You there?
I'm here. Hear me?
Okay. Now, yeah, but it's.
They blurred me out. The NSA did what I was saying.
Right, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. I'm sure it's just an accident.
It just actually happened.
No coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So your lips aren't even moving anymore. Bill, let's bail him out.